It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
And the Tigers lost the first match of the qualifiers, which they played yesterday against China, losing that one 76-90. That's how I welcome you to today's episode of Sports Orbit, reaching you from the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Amaju, and Fidelis makes a return once again.
Thank you, Alpha. Another return. I'm the return king here.
Yeah, nice to have you, Fidelis. All right, in today's package for you, we have a lot to store for you. Like I said in the opening introduction, the FIBA basketball qualifiers was on yesterday, where the Tigers lost, but they have a chance again to redeem themselves as they take on France today. Also, we have plenty of football news. There's EPL fixtures coming up during the weekend, and there's also the MPFL. We'll give you all of that in this episode of Sports Orbit. First, we begin with the women's basketball qualifying match between the Tigers and China, which was played last night, where the Tigers actually lost that one 76-90, losing by a whooping 23 points. Fidelis, we all know what the Tigers are capable of doing, but African champions. But in this first match, they were not simply good enough for the Chinese.
Well, another chance for them to, to show what they can do on the world stage at this time, and it still didn't go well. But then, 76, not too bad, I would say. For
like
them,
23 points, actually.
23 points actually, and that's not too bad. Getting 76 is still not bad, even though we know the Chinese side, they are another quality side in terms of female basketball. But then, so good to hear that they still have another chance to redeem themselves against France and the Mali later on. But we just hope that they are able to get themselves together and try to see how they can win that match, even though the France is another tough team, though. But then we just hope that they will be able to get something out of that match, because they just have to qualify for the World Cup.
Looking at the Tigers, they are actually the African champions when it comes to female basketball. But whenever they go to the world stage, they seem not to get it right. We all recall what happened even during the Olympics, where during the trials, during the friendly matches for the Olympics, they played very well, but getting to the Olympics, they failed to win even a single game.
Well, like I said earlier, and just like you just said, another disappointing opportunity for them to show themselves in the world stage. But then you just can't take it away when you talk about the level of preparation, trainings, and other things. Those the other counterparts go through when they prepare for these competitions. If you compare their type of training to the way the Tigers, the kind of training they get, you wouldn't really expect so much from these guys. But then, like I said, I just hope they are able to get themselves together in the coming games.
The match between the Tigers and France will actually come up at 6 p.m. today. We'll keep an eye on that one, and we'll give you results of what will transpire in the other matches. Mali will face China. I think that match is already ongoing. Then it will be Belgium against the USA. Looking at these matches, who do you think will triumph in these fixtures? Belgium, USA, Mali, China, Nigeria, France.
For Belgium, USA, I'll give it to USA. You can't take it away from them, even though they go on to lose it. But then, anybody placing any bet on that match will definitely be placing their bets on USA to win that match. And for Mali against China, the Chinese, they've shown what they can do. Uh, Defeating the number one in Africa in terms of female basketball, defeating number one in Africa, and now they are meeting Mali. So I won't be surprised if they still go ahead to 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 defeat Mali. But then I think I'll be more happier if Mali can take a revenge mission on the Chinese side.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep an eye on that one and we'll give you results of those games as they pan out. Well, on to football now, where NFF President Amaju Pinnick has commended the Super Eagles in spite of their second round knockout in the just concluded AFCON 2021. He said that in a series of messages he posted on his social media handles, commending the Super Eagles for their performances. And of course, he also paid a visit to Nigerian striker Odion Igalo and actually said that Odion Igalo is ready to continue to play for the Eagles at this point in time. I mean, we all saw how the Super Eagles performed at the AFCON. Hopes were raised high. I mean, won our first game against a tough Egyptian side, won our second game. By the time we played our third game, people have started talking about Nigeria bringing the cup home. But lo and behold, we went to the second round and all of those hopes vanished at once into thin air. But in spite of that, a lot of Nigerians have not really criticized the team per se because looking at that team, the performance was not too bad, if you ask me. And looking at the time Eguavoen had with the team, it was even too short. There was no time to play any friendly match, no warm-up game, and all of that. He took over that team straight into the AFCON, and they did what they could do. But looking at how they performed, the style of play, it was quite different and better than what we saw in the last 5 years under Genafro. And NFL president has actually come out to praise the Eagles, saying there's a lot more to come, and has actually advised them to focus on the playoff match against Ghana coming up next month.
Yeah, sure. I think that's a good one from Amaju Pinnick. Even though, just like you said, the Super Eagles exiting the AFCON at the round of 16 was quite disappointing. But then looking at their play in the three matches they played in the group stages, you could see the kind of football we've actually missed for a while. We've not seen Super Eagles play so well, even though it's ended in on a sad note. But then at this point, they need a bit of encouragement, to boost their confidence, especially now that there is a World Cup playoff coming up, against Ghana and other tough teams. So they will definitely need every bit of a boost on their confidence, and I think that's what the NFF president Amadu is trying to do. It's not just a pain to Nigerians; they are players too. That's they felt the pain of losing out on the Nations Cup. So I think they need the confidence, to go against the Ghanaian side in the World Cup playoff because all attention, all energy should be focused right now on how they are going to win that playoff match against Ghana and see that they qualify for the World Cup.
In addition to that, just this week, Eguavoen was announced as technical advisor with Amunike assisting him. Do you think this will further knowing the pedigree of Amunike in African football, not forgetting that he was assistant coach to Guy Boman when they won the World Youth Championships, and the following edition of the competition, he took over that team and also won gold. After that, went on to Tanzania, became their coach, qualified them for their first ever AFCON. Even though, yes, you might say they didn't perform too well, being knocked out in the first round, you could still make an excuse for him that looking at the kind of materials Tanzania has, of course, compared to other teams that they faced in that AFCON, then now he's with the Super Eagles as chief coach to assist Eguavon. What do you make of his appointment? Do you think he's the right man to be in that position at this point in time?
First of all, I just have to, commend the NFF for looking away in the direction of bringing in a foreign coach. Looking at what Eguavon had done with the team, just like you said earlier, with the little time he had to put the team together, he was able to bring out such a performance from the team. What if he had gotten a lot of time, a lot of time to have worked with the team? That means we would have probably gotten a better performance. So, and now pairing Eguavon alongside Amunike, I think that's a very good combination. If you remember some time ago in this the same show, when Eguavon was actually made the interim coach of the Super Eagles team, a lot of persons had the opinion that, instead of making Eguavon the interim coach, why not just bring in Amunike? Some persons thought at that time that Amunike would have been a better option. And now pairing the both of them together, they've worked for quite some time now with the Super Eagles. They understand the style of play, and the Nigerian style of play, the African style of play.
International themselves.
Sure, they've actually gone out to win some medals for themselves, in their time of play. So I think it's a very good pair, and I won't be surprised. I think my only surprise would be if they perform below expectation, because it's a very good pair for me.
All right, away from that, we're still on to football, where British-born Nigerian Ademola Lookman, who currently plays for Leicester City, has been given the green light to represent Nigeria at international level. Recall that Ademola Lookman has played for the England, all the age grades of the England setup. He has played in the under-16, under-17, and under-21 of the England team. And shortly even before Gennard Rowe was sacked, he had also mentioned him, to be a part of the team going to AFCON. But because of that clearance didn't come on time, he wasn't able to make the team. But finally, FIFA has approved his switch. Ademola Lookman will now don the colors of the Super Eagles at international tournaments. How do you see this development?
I think that's choosing Nigeria over any other country out there is a very smart decision for Lookman. Even looking at his quality, he's a very fine player, doing well at the moment at Leicester City. Even though they lost their match, yesterday against Liverpool, then that doesn't take away the fact that he's a very fine player. And coming down to the Super Eagles, any extra hands needed to make sure the Super Eagles team is to build a Super Eagles team, any extra hand at this time will be well appreciated. And I think Lookman coming in to strengthen the Super Eagles is a very good one, because we need people like that at this time. And him coming in is going to bring in more options, more options into the team. If you are substituting anybody, that doesn't mean the person is not good enough. It means they are all good. You are taking one out, bringing another good person. So I think it's a very smart move for Lookman, and I hope the Super Eagles coach, can call him up at this time, because I think that's just what is left to do.
Now, looking at this switch, a lot of times when foreign-based or foreign-born Nigerian players do this kind of switch, a lot of football fans will say, he did that as a last resort, if because he's sure that he would get into the England setup. So, in order for him to have the opportunity of playing international football, he had to switch allegiance. Do you share this same thought, or do you think he genuinely wants to play for Nigeria, or is because he feels he might not have a chance to get to play for England at international at the senior level?
The truth is, you can't say because you're shy, or because of what people are saying, you pick up nail and eat it. You don't do that. He's a footballer. He plays football for a career. So whether playing for the Super Eagles is a last resort, or I really don't care. What matters is go where you think you can get the time to play. You understand? Whether be it a last resort or a first resort, whatever result it is, just play where you think you can get your play time and push your career forward. I think that's what matters, because we've seen how a lot of Nigerian-born players have chosen other countries ahead of Super Eagles, and we've actually seen how most of them, later come out to regret the decision. But then, whether Nigeria is the last resort for Lookman or not, I think is a smart decision for him. Let him just push on with his career, regardless of what people think or say about it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you because there have been cases of some uh, players out there of Nigerian descent who have struggled time and time again to get into the England setup. Some were actually even given the call up, refused to turn up Nigeria, and you go for England, they play you for one international game, and
That's all.
that's all, and your international career is completely ended. But so I think it's a smart move coming from the young man. I mean, like you said, football is his career, so whatever it takes for him to advance his career. I mean, I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. Anyway, for now, we'll take a breather. When we come back, we have so much more in store for you. We'll give you MPFL fixtures of the weekend. Of course, there are also some EPL matches that will be going down this weekend, and of course, the results of EPL matches that went down yesterday. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that short break. Super Eagles midfielder Chidera Ejuke has said that he feels he deserves to play more for the Super Eagles. Recall that Ejuke was also part of the squad that went to Cameroon, but he only started one match against Guinea-Bissau. But he has come out to say that he needs more play time for the Super Eagles if Nigerians are going to really see the best of him. I feel this young man, the few times he played for Nigeria, even during the World Cup qualifiers, a very good player. But one thing a lot of Nigerians have complained about is that he tends to be too selfish. Yes, he's very good with the ball, has very good ball dribbling skills and all of that. But sometimes he plays to the gallery, over dribbles, and when you're even supposed to make a pass, you don't make a pass. At the end of the day, we end up losing good opportunities. Even in the match against, I think our second match against Sudan, there was an opportunity where he made a nice run, dribbling, but for him to pull out the cross and the finishing was very poor. But he has come out to say that he's actually demanding that he needs more time to play in the Super Eagles.
Well, just like you said, he tends to always, hold on to the ball for too long. Even when he's supposed to release the ball, he tends to hold on to it, and at the end, not making making any meaningful result out of the chance or the opportunity that he's had. But then, for no man shines in isolation, And if you've got to improve, then you need to be given the chance to improve. So I think him coming out to ask for more playtime, it's fair to give him some more playtime. Even as you're giving him more playtime, and as people as spot that particular what do I call it now?
Lapses.
And that particular lapse, of always holding on to the ball. Then you try to caution him, talk to him, and make sure he changes from that. And I think he deserves some more playtime so that he can improve on himself.
Not forgetting that on that right wing where you praise from, you have a Samuel Chukwueze, and
Yeah.
you then have an Alex Wobi who sometimes is being deployed to play from that wing. So he really has some stiff competition, and in my opinion, he has plenty of work to do in order for him to get more playing time. Because I don't think any coach will put you on the game just because you are good with the ball. You have to prove to the coach that you are better than those other two people in that same position. All right. Away from that, onto we'll take a look at some NPFL matches that will be going down tomorrow and on Sunday. If we have that, we'll have a look at that. On the NPFL this weekend, it will be Eyimba who will be against Niger Tornadoes. Katsina United will be at home to Kwara United. Rivers United will be at home to Wiki Tourists. Champions Aqua United versus Heartland FC. Enugu Rangers versus Abia Warriors. That's actually an Oriental derby. Gombe United versus table toppers Remo Stars. Kano Pillars versus Plateau United. That'll be a tough one also. Lobby Stars MFM. Nasra United versus Sunshine Stars, and Shooting Stars versus Dakada FC of Akwa Ibom.
Well, I think my surprise is still. I'm still surprised at Remo Stars, topping the table.
They're yet to lose a match.
Yeah. So I'm still surprised. I don't know what was the secret behind their motivation.
And not forgetting that Remo Stars just gained promotion from the NNL to the NPFL, and here they are giving the big boys a good run for their money.
Imagine a league where you have Imba, Aqua United, you have Kano Pillars, and just mention them, and then you see Remo Stars topping the topping the table. Right? That's good for them. That's good for them.
So looking at these clashes quickly, what are your predictions? What do you think will be the outcome? Especially the match against Kano Pillars will be a very, very tough one. Plateau United were league leaders 2 seasons ago, and of course, we all know the pedigree of Kano Pillars. Looking at that match.
First of all, looking at all the matches, I would say first thing I would say is I'm not expecting a goal galore from any of the matches. And another thing, some people tend to say that the home team has an upper hand.
But things have changed, even in the Nigerian league, where
things have changed,
where people travel and go away and get all 3 points. So things have really changed.
Things have really changed. But then I think I will still give more possibility, or I'll give it a 60-40 probability to the home team, to win their match, even though some might still draw. But I'm sure Eyimba, Kano Pillars, I expect them to win their matches.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. Those matches will come between tomorrow and Sunday, and the time is all 4 p.m. We'll keep an eye on that one and give you a review of what went down on Monday. Now, away from that, onto some EPL matches that I played yesterday, last night, where Leicester City were up against Liverpool, and Arsenal played against Wolves. Traveled away from home to beat Wolves 1-0, and Leicester City also fell 2-0 to Liverpool. Not forgetting that Nigerian stars Ademola Lookman, Wilfred Ndidi, and Kelechi Iheanacho were all featured in that one. But Liverpool, 2 goals from Diego Jota sealed it for Liverpool, and this is Leicester's third straight defeat in a row. Leicester, this season started, they look promising, but looks like the results are not quite going their way in recent times.
Yeah, you're right. Going on to lose that match 2-0 yesterday to Liverpool. Don't also forget that Liverpool too, they have a full squad now since the AFCON.
Not forgetting that Salah was back, but he didn't feature now.
He didn't feature.
They're still waiting for the arrival of money.
Yes, but then they thought of the big boys are back. Can give the team a boost in their confidence to play whatever they want to play. And not you just can't take the quality away from Liverpool. They seem to be in form at this time, going on to win matches, and they win well. So I'm not surprised, because another thing you have to look at, I think they just need to do whatever they have to do to make sure they cut the points between them and the league toppers, Manchester City. So
currently, I think they are nine points
behind Manchester City. So they shouldn't be in the position to lose any game. at this time. And for Leicester City, it haven't been going quite well for them. I just hope they are able to get back their game and you know and and start winning.
Yeah, I mean that's what
They just need to start
because
winning.
I mean even in recent times a lot of sectional Leicester fans have questioned the capability of Brendan Rodgers. This is going to his third season, but when he came to Leicester, he was promising. They escaped on the Champions League places narrowly on two occasions. In the other season, they maintained the fourth position until the last 3 games where they caved in and ended up finishing fifth. Same thing last season. They started the season like a house on fire, hovered between the second, third, and fourth position, but at the end of the day, they finished fifth, just out of the Champions League places. But this time around, they are not even in that conversation for the Champions League as we speak.
It's not always rosy as some fans think. It's not always rosy. It's not easy for these players and the coaches too. Coming out to train and at the end of the game, you see yourself being defeated. It's not still easy for them. But then this is a game. You just can't win all the time, even though the fans actually expect you to win every game. But then you can't win every game. It's a play of 11 players. You train these guys that are training too. And just a little mistake from you can cost you the match. So I think the fan has to take it easy on him because sometimes you just see a manager can be doing so well, of a sudden losing 1, 2, 3 matches, the fan starts to question his capability. I think they still need to give him some time, to get back into their winning ways.
Because at this point, they're not even in the top 10, as we can see. The table there. Currently, Liverpool sits in second place, Chelsea third, West Ham are in fourth place, Arsenal in fifth place, United sixth, Tottenham seven, Wolves eight, Brighton ninth, and Southampton make up the top 10 spaces. In the other game that was played last night, also it was Arsenal against Wolves. It was a 1-0 to Arsenal, a hard fought game. Wolves played very well. At the point, Arsenal had to play with 10 men, but they managed to hold on to run away with that 1-0 and gain all 3 points in that one.
I think that's a very good one from Arsenal. Don't forget at the beginning of the season, I think for the first Arsenal losing their first three to four matches, they were even at 20th, either 19th or 20th position.
By week 4, they were like 20th or so.
Yeah, and sometimes you check these live scores websites. Sometimes you even have to accept cookies for you to, for you to actually see Arsenal on the table. To see Arsenal on the table. But now, beating all imaginations, now they are in fifth position, even with 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
If they go on to win even one from those 2 games, making it 24 matches between them and West Ham, they will be fourth in the table, while West Ham will have to go down. So I think it's quite a good performance from Arsenal so far. And holding on to that 1-0 win yesterday, even though they had to play the last 20 minutes of the game with just 10 men, they still managed to hold on and see that they won their match. I think it's a very good one from them. And I hope they continue that way.
All right. Also in the EPL, matches will be going down also this weekend, tomorrow and on Sunday. There will also be some mouth-watering clashes to go down this weekend. Of course, it will be Man United against Southampton. Brentford will be at home to Crystal Palace. Chelsea versus Arsenal, but that game actually has been postponed. Watford at home to Brighton. Everton, Frank Lampard will be in charge as Everton boss for a second game against Leeds United. Norwich City will host champions Man City. Burnley versus Liverpool. It will be Newcastle at home to Aston Villa. Tottenham will see Wolves come to the London Stadium, and the King Power Stadium will be Leicester City versus West Ham United. Now looking at this game, seems like Man United, especially coming from that painful 1-1 draw against Burnley, will be hoping to get all 3 points against this Southampton side, which has been playing good football in recent weeks.
I think for Manchester United fans now, the only thing they just have to live on now is hope. you just have to live on hope because the team seems not to be promising enough to deliver a win at this time. So the fans just have to start living in hope, just like Arsenal were living in hope at the beginning of the season. But I really hope Manchester United can get their games back. Try to see how they will start, because they just need to start winning games, especially with Ragnick coming in. It's not been a very promising campaign for him since he took over the seat at Manchester United. So I hope they are able to come back to start winning games, because the fans just can't wait for too long to see their team start winning. And then for Burnley and Liverpool,
But Burnley is usually a
very tough team. Sometimes you see these teams when they play against bottom, you just think, oh, this is not a fine play. But when they meet the table toppers, you see them showing themselves like, man, these guys are so good. So I still won't be surprised if Burnley can, at least get a point, even if it's just a point. If they can get a point at home against Liverpool, I still won't be surprised. I think that would even be a consolation to the Manchester United fans. Like, okay, if they can draw against Liverpool, that means our own was we were quite lucky.
Of course, Everton against Leeds United. Frank Lampard, in his first game in charge of Everton, lost that one. This time he'll be hoping to at least record his first victory as Everton manager.
All right. Sure, he has to start. I think it should be his third game. Like he won his first game 3.
But he's yet to win a game.
He's yet to win again. All right.
He lost the first game 3-1.
Okay. So I think he needs to start winning. And then for Aston Villa,
Newcastle.
Aston Villa, Newcastle. Coutinho is somehow on fire now. In their last game, he had a goal and 2 assists. Yeah. And even in his debut game, he had a goal. So I think
goal and assist.
Yeah, he's quite on fire now, and I think Steven Gerrard has given him the confidence he needs in the team, and he has really given him a place in the team. So I think Aston Villa should be on the winning run now, with what they have at this time.
All right, we'll keep an eye on all these mouth-watering encounters this weekend, and when we come here on Monday, God willing, we'll give you a review of all the action that went down in the EPL and in the MPFL. Don't forget that this evening the Tigers will take on France in the second FIBA World Cup qualifying match. We hope that the Tigers will be able to bounce back from that defeat against China yesterday and get back to winning ways in this one. Once again, Fidelis, thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure.
I hope we'll see more of you this time around.
Sure. I'll get rid of that title, the Return King.
Yeah. All right, viewers, it's been nice hanging out with you, bringing this program to you in the last 30 plus minutes until we come your way again on Monday with another exciting and bumper package of Sports Orbit. I remain your host, Alpha Chuanis. Bye-bye from here. Have a nice weekend out there.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.